to South Africa, the continent's most advanced economy, has managed to keep electricity on without an outage since March 26. That's the longest in 4 years. The question is, how was this steady power supply been achieved, and how much more is yet to be done in order to restore South Africa's glory as the continent's leading powerhouse? Take a listen to excerpts from this week's media briefing by the Minister of Electricity, Ramagopal.
I made the point that we were doing everything possible to ensure that we are able to address a new phenomenon, and that is the issue of load reduction. And that has to do with the downstream capacity constraints as it relates to reticulation. I'm going to show you the numbers that we don't have a problem on the generation side. We are experiencing new problems on the reticulation side. Mainly municipalities, and Eskom is also playing in that space, and is an area that requires our urgent attention. I did make the point that we have engaged with SALGA, and we are pulling together with SALGA on the best way of ensuring that we protect the interest of municipalities, we safeguard the interest of Eskom. I've made the point that Eskom is owed collectively about 78 billion rands by municipalities, and in return municipalities are owed collectively about 349 billion rands by various categories of customers. So it's individual households, it's businesses, it's also government. So we require a solution that attends to all of those issues, but also to ensure that when we experience the phenomenon of load reduction, you are able to minimize, if you like, collateral damage to the extent that is possible. What do I mean by collateral damage? There are people who are very obedient, diligent customers who pay their monthly bills diligently, very religious in paying those monthly accounts, but they are also affected by the phenomenon of load reduction. So it's important that we protect everyone, but also ensure that we protect the poor households, those who genuinely can't afford because of economic constraints, a number of reasons, and of course they don't have the means and the ability to pay their monthly account. So it's important that we are able to protect those. We also know that now there are fatal shortcomings with regards to free basic electricity that we have observed. At least we know that there's about 10 million households in this country that qualifies for free basic electricity. But what we know is that only 2 million are receiving this free basic electricity as a result of challenges on the municipal side. And that has to do largely with the rate at which they are registering the indigents on their indigent register so that they can benefit from this free basic electricity. And yet municipalities are receiving this grant. So I think it's important that we are able to resolve this question so that we are able to protect the poor. As the President has mentioned, one of the priorities of the 6th, 7th administration, priority number 2, is fighting poverty and also the escalating cost of living. And the cost of utilities is a big part of household spend in this country. So we are addressing that question to ensure that the 8 million plus households that are entitled to this free basic electricity that are not getting it, and yet this grant is given to municipalities and also to Eskom, gets to benefit from that. We are going to resolve that with SALGA. I must say that we have found that in the presidency of Mr. Stofile, the president of SALGA, we've got an excellent ally, and we are more than confident with the leadership of local government that we are going to resolve this question.